the sales that we're undergoing now are becoming more complex. We're experiencing very large growth in our digital business while maintaining our legacy linear broadcast business, and figuring out the path forward to have a unified workflow to accommodate both those lines of business is something that we're spending a lot of time on currently. We're dealing with disparate platforms, and some of those platforms are legacy. So we're dealing with platforms that are not necessarily accustomed to doing integrations or developing APIs. So we're working with the vendors to put those in place. And then, we have the industry old issue of dealing with disparate platforms on the buy side of our business and the sell side of the business. So that introduces complexities into our workflow. So, we work around those complexities, and we try to develop methods to, simplify the workflow or make the workflow more efficient. One of the things that we're working on currently is using RPA, robotic process automation. It's a machine learning tool to help us with some of those antiquated processes that were manual in nature, and trying to bring automation to them. We are actively participating in the TIP initiative in the industry, which is trying to develop API standards. And then, we're trying to work with our vendors to adopt those standards. And we're trying to be industry advocates for those standards on both the buy and sell side to ensure that they get implemented.
As you build this tech stack and respond to the marketplace, how are you working with vendors, or building it on your own proprietary systems? Kind of give us an overview on how you're building your own tech stack there.
So we've taken a position at Hearst Television that we would prefer not to build. So we prefer to buy or lease technology. So we also have targeted trying to find best of breed technology. And, again, so we're working with our existing vendors, and we've accumulated a variety of what we consider best in industry technology. And now the challenge is trying to get them to all work together. Companies like Matrix are very easy to integrate in and out of. Other vendors are not as easy to accomplish that with, but it's a challenge that we've tried to take. We've tried to compartmentalize our tech stack, and we're using a digital OMS that is separate from our linear traffic system. We're doing analytics and analysis on a different platform on the back end. And what we've been able to accomplish is extracting all the data from all these systems, bringing them into a data mart, normalizing all that data, and that's given us a competitive advantage to get at all that data and not only use it for decision support, but to use it to work with our individual third-party vendors for other services that are wrapping around the tech stack. One of the initiatives that we're currently working on is dynamic pricing, and we're using an industry partner and passing data to them and having them help us develop algorithms that are associated with price optimization that are helping us manage our business as it becomes more complex.
So speaking about pricing and speaking about currency, there's a lot of talk about a common currency, and that's really important for the industry. What does a common currency mean to you, and where would you like that to go?
Well, Hearst has come out as an advocate for embracing impressions as our currency. So, we are strong supporters of that and advocating its use going forward. We certainly still acknowledge the fact that we live in a world where part of our revenue stream is based on an audience-based buy, and part of it's based upon a digital web impression. But we can use algorithms to determine methodologies to accommodate both. We're working hard to support technology and processes and reporting on the back end, which makes it an equivalent metric that we use But we're going to react to the industry, and if people want to buy solely on impressions, we're happy to accommodate them.
Lastly, if you could solve one ad ops problem in the marketplace, where would you focus?
It's everything that we just talked about is leading us down the same path. We know our sales are becoming more complex. We have OTT platforms to support. We have converged selling that we're optimistic will become more pervasive in the marketplace. And then we have advanced advertising with targeted advertising. Figuring out the model of how we're going to accommodate all of those going forward is the complexity that we're dealing with now. And developing one platform which will enable us to embrace all of those, is going to be the problem that we're going to work hard to solve over the next few months and year.